Okay, I think it's recording now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can just ignore the camera. But what we're going to be talking about today with this book, The Secret Language of Elephants, just like we did with our poems that we read today for the whole group lesson, you are going to be thinking about what are the key events that you could use to summarize chapter 1. Okay? So just like we did with the poems, I want you to think about who is in the story, what is happening, where is it happening, when, why, and how. So we have our 5 W's and our 1 H. Okay? So I want you to be thinking about that as we go through. First thing I want you to do is just flip through the book, take a quick picture walk through the book. I'll give you about 1 minute to do that.
Arriving in Kenya. Is it in Africa?
Mm-hmm.
There's a person on here. Oh, Africa. Africa. Where's in Africa? What's happening in Africa? Oh, there's an elephant and Ella. Ella and
they captured
oh, Ella was the elephant.
and then
Ella was the
gosh,
elephant.
savage. He thinks a lot here.
Trevor wanted the Bobby elephant to be safe. What a tool here.
You have about 10 more seconds.
Traveler is so genuinely unhappy. Bro, am I just into nothing?
It's an elephant.
It's a birthday. Oh, it's a birthday.
Okay. Now that you've had a chance to look through some of the pictures, there's 2 words I want you to write down underneath the title that you just wrote. So you should have The Secret Language of Elephants. And we're going to write down these 2 words because you're going to see them in chapter 1. The first one is reservation. And the next one is poaching.
I was pushed.
Okay, so as you're reading through this book, like we said, you're going to see these words. So the first one, reservation. This has a couple different meanings because you could call a restaurant to make a reservation for a table. But that's not how we're using that in this book. In this book, a reservation is land reserved for animals. So you're going to see that word as you go through. The next word you're going to see is the word poaching. And you're also going to see the word poachers that comes from this same word. So in this book, you're going to be reading about poaching, which means illegal hunting. Illegal hunting. So hunting that is not allowed to happen.
Illegal hunting.
So you're going to be reading about people who are poachers. So poachers are people that do the illegal hunting. Okay.
So they can hunt?
Well, they do, but they're not allowed to. It's illegal.
We need like a
So like killing tigers is illegal.
Right.
Yeah.
Like in the article.
So here's what you're going to be doing today. Okay. You are going to start on chapter 1 called Arriving in Kenya. Okay, so Kenya is a place in Africa. I heard a couple of you already talking about this is taking place in Africa. So you're going to independently read all of chapter 1. It is kind of a long chapter, so we're going to be writing our summary next time. Today we're just going to talk about what are the key events that we will put in our summary. So you're going to start by reading on page 2, Arriving in Kenya. You're going to read all the way through the end of chapter 1, which is on page 9. Okay, so you're going to read pages 2 through 9 independently. As you're reading, I'm going to give you sticky notes. If you see any answers to these questions, I want you to put a sticky note on that page. So for example, who is this happening to? What is happening? Where is it happening? When, why, and how. So remember how we did our poems this morning. So as you're reading, I want you to put sticky notes where you see those things. And then we're going to share with a neighbor, once you're done reading, a key event that you could include in your summary. Okay? So you're going to read pages 2 through 9. I want you to put sticky notes by the key events. Then you're going to share those with a neighbor. Any questions?
No.
Okay, go ahead and get started independently reading. Yep, by the key events that answer who, what, where, when, why, and how, just like we did with our poems this morning. Okay? Go ahead and get started reading. Angela, I'm going to have you just read wherever you left off.
Trevor looked up at the sorry. Trevor looked up and the man and mumbled. Sure. The man motioned toward a group of people waiting by the table. Come with me. I'll introduce you to some of the keepers at Tendaji.
Okay, before you turn the page, did you see any key events that answer any of these questions? What, where, when, why, or how?
I kind of saw some.
Okay, which one?
How. There. How. And I saw basically why would be one.
Well, we're not really looking for these words specifically, but we're looking for the answers to these. So, is this telling us who is in our summary? Who should we write about in the summary?
Yeah.
Where do you see that?
Robert. This is my wife and my son Trevor.
Okay. So go ahead and put a sticky note there to show that that's answering one of those key events for you. Okay. And go ahead and you can turn. Yeah, good idea to write on it.
The people that are mainly
Okay, so who are the people that are in chapter 1?
Robert, Michelle, and Trevor.
Okay, so leave your sticky note there so you can go back to it for your summary. Alright, and then you can keep reading.
Yes. And what? What?
You found what they're doing in Africa?
Yeah,
what are they doing?
Trevor came and said, what about me, can I help? So he's asking, what can he do to elephants?
Okay, well, what are they doing in Africa?
They're looking for a job.
Entertainment news. How to build a beast. Meet 2 people.
Right. But they're saying that the parents they're doing their collect some of the baby elephants. Their elephants, their parent elephants are killed, so they take care of them. So would Dad wanted to do that?
Okay.
To volunteer to do that. So and then the kid said, what about he wants to do a job, I think, in Madison.
Okay, so that's something that maybe we could include in a summary because it's a key event. So go ahead and mark that with a sticky.
So what can I write?